Well, that's a first. Sorry, guys, I had to take that phone call. Fortunately, family stuff. So it was one of those ones where you can listen to my live conversation, or I can stop it. I chose the latter. So let's do this again. So yes, we have a lot of things to talk about, and we have a few odds and ends to sort through. So here's what we got going on. I need a beer, and I'm going to have a beer. And thankfully to the boys, or the folks over at Collective Beer Store, they had a few of these left. They didn't save any for me, but I went over yesterday and I really needed to get this. I will be doing a full review on this. This was canned March 13th, 2019, enjoyed by March 12th, 2020. So you have a year to drink this. This is Enter Night, and it is a Pilsner. And it's a collaboration between, I want to say Stone, because that's Stone, right? That's Stone. But no, it's now Stone Artistic or Stone something else. Um, and Metallica. It's on. It's time to get started. Crank things up. Time to get loud. You know what? I'd read these. I'm going to read this in the proper review. So this is what I have is Enter Night. It is a collaboration beer between Metallica and yeah, I want to say Stone, but that's not it. I'll have a look in a second of what it is, but however, let's get this poured. Let's see how it is. And as one other person said on their live stream when I mentioned about this beer, you think it would be a dark beer. But no, this is a light beer. So, we got a beautiful light contrast, clear, nice head on there. Retention's beautiful. Beautiful smelling Pilsner. Oh, that smells absolutely divine. Wow. Wow, I like that smell. You do have that nice weedy smell in there. Nice sweetness off that nose too. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that. Gotta get into this. Cheers, guys. Mm, wow, wow. Little bitterness on on the end from the hops, but a nice, crisp, clean, very nice, nicely done pilsner. Wow. But that little bitterness that hits the tongue gives it a little bit of an extra edge for flavor. It's not bland like you usually have with pilsners. It has a little bit more of a little bit of a hoppy bite to it, which is kind of nice. It's a nice little different thing overall. Nice beer, guys. I actually do enjoy that. That's actually really nice. So let's get on with our topics for today. Today we have Wild Rose Brewing is doing what? And what they are doing, and it hasn't been fully confirmed yet, but there is a bid for Wild Rose Brewing to join the macro world. I know it's another buyout, possible buyout. Has not been made official yet. There is going to be an official announcement of some sort May 10th. This is pretty much a preemptive story that's going out. Um, so Sleeman is making a bid to buy. Sleeman bids for Calgary's Wild Rose Brewery. One of Calgary's best known craft breweries could become part of the Sleeman Empire. I love how they say empire on that. It does. It suits them actually. Shareholders vote in favor of an offer by the Gulf-based beer maker, which is not necessarily true. It's not exactly Gulf-based. They are also owned by Sapporo. Sapporo. Yeah, just ask the guys over east how to say that. Who is also a bigger giant in this whole situation. One of Calgary's best-known craft breweries could become part of the Sleeman empire if shareholders vote in favor of an offer by the Gulf-based beer maker. Wild Rose Brewery, which has been in operation since 1996 and is one of Alberta's largest craft breweries, is target of a takeover by Sleeman Breweries, the third largest brewer in Canada, and a subsidiary of the Japanese multinational beer giant Sapporo Breweries Limited. Wild Rose is a privately held company, and details of the purchase have not been disclosed because of the fact that they have not voted on this yet. However, Wild Rose CEO Bill McKenzie confirmed in an email that a shareholder vote will be held May 9th, and Wild Rose has received an offer from Sleeman and have sent this offer to our shareholders for approval, McKenzie said. We plan to issue a press release on Friday, May 10th. Wild Rose Brewery, which is founded by Mike Timchuk, Alan Yule, began producing draft beer out of a Calgary industrial park in 1996, and 2006 moved to a converted Quonset hut at Curry Barracks. In 2013, the brewery moved to a new 5,040,000 square foot production facility in the Foothills Industrial Park. Okay, that's wrong. I'm sorry, that's wrong. The brewery didn't move. They just bought another location and had it added on. The original place in Curry Barracks is still there. It is still a tap house, so to speak, and there is still some brewing equipment that is there at that point in time. But they did buy this additional area and they did move there, or they did move a lot of their brewing equipment there. So they still have that one other area. So that was a little incorrect on that. So, that being said, what are your thoughts? My thoughts? You know what? In all honesty, from what I've been told and been reading about, this is something that could benefit Wild Rose Brewing. Wild Rose Brewing has been a very big giant in the way of craft beer, or beer in general, craft beer, for a lot of their stuff. They are amazing in a lot of the beers they do. I do enjoy their beers. Their Harvest Ale, which is a hemp ale, is real, or Harvest IPA, I guess it is. High Harvest, there we go. It's a beautiful IPA, made with hemp seeds. They're God, I'm not gonna say London Fog because that's not what it is. I'm having moments where I can't remember a lot of shit lately, and it's not fun. Their Velvet Fog is actually a really good beer as well. A lot of their stuff is actually pretty good. It's really a nice summery style. I wasn't a big fan of their cherry porter. You tell me cherry porter, I expect to have something a little bit not as bitter as it was when I had it. It was a very bitter porter, and it was sort of almost a tart slash sour for me, and I wasn't a fan of that. But that's just my personal take on it. So, my thoughts overall on this are, if they're having issues trying to keep their budget together, this could be a very big thing. Excuse me. Been a long, long few weeks. This could be a very good thing. At the fact that basically it's it can go further than just where it's at right now. It can go further than, I think they've got a couple in BC, maybe have a few here and there, but it can go further than Alberta. It can expand out a lot more. Am I for people buying out little small breweries? This isn't a small brewery. This has been around for a while. This is one of the top 3 breweries in Alberta. Um, Basically, Village being one, Big Rock being another, and then after that being Wild Rose. Not necessarily all in that order, but those are the top 3 I can think off the top of my head right at point in this time. Another one is Alley Cat as well. Those, let's say 4, are the top in Alberta right now. They have been here for a while. They've been here for a very long time. So to see one of them kind of being bought out. It's not a bad thing overall. It could bring a lot, could be a bring some more money to the Alberta economy, but at the same point in time, being owned by Sapporo and Sleeman's, they both are out of Alberta, so they get a cut of whatever they sell. And again, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be yawning like this, but wow, it's been. I'll get into that in a bit. So overall, it's a decent thing. A lot of people are gonna be hurt by it, and they're not gonna want to buy their stuff anymore. Miller Street in Calgary still has their stuff here. I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon, and they're Labatt's. So could be good, bad, could be indifferent. We don't know this yet. It's only, but we don't even know if they've bought it yet. We'll find out if the stakeholders have voted for or against it. May 10th. Right now, we've got 9 days to find out if this is actually true or not. Somehow, I have a feeling this information got a little leaked before its time because you don't really hear about a bunch of stuff. So, that being said, I'm indifferent about this. I really am. It's something that I could and could not care less about. Um, I still will take friends there. I will still show them because they still like Wild Rose. And they still have some good beer. My last experience there wasn't exactly the greatest, but I was both my wife and I and my kids, we weren't exactly welcome there. So, but that's a different story altogether. That was one thing that I'll still take friends there, but I won't take my family there. Plain and simple. Now, on to the bigger thing. How was my dad's celebration of life? How did it go? Well, you know something? It couldn't have gone better. There were some glitches there. There were some issues that happened, but overall, it couldn't have gone better. There was a lot that happened in a short period of time. We had approximately 180 people show up for my dad's celebration of life. Actually, almost 190, close to 200, let's say, show up for my dad's celebration of life, and it was one for the bucks. It really was. It was one of those ones where I personally love the fact that all these people came out. I personally love the fact that all his friends, family, and people he touched wanted to come out to this. It was one of those celebrations of life that, yes, there was a lot to do. And my mom, as she put it, she said, "You know what? I was sitting in a hospital room while Dad was lying and sleeping, thinking, this is what I want to do in order to give him a send off. And man, was it busy! Holy crap! I feel so very sorry for my family because they're like, oh yeah, we get to spend time with you. I hardly spent any time with them whatsoever. I was all over the map with this thing. I was There was Glenn was one of the organizers that helped out with this. It was two events. There was a 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. event where it was a celebration of life, where people came in, had some snacks, talked amongst each other, and then some people got up on the microphone and told stories. I personally wanted to tell a few of them, but I didn't want to go up there as well. There was a lot of people there that, my mom didn't go up, my brother didn't go up, I didn't go up. We had this guy that helped organize it. He go up and spoke, and then my cousin or my dad's cousin Wayne went up and spoke to the crowd as well, telling this beautiful story with some great side jokes, a great few things, but it was exactly what he was. It told him exactly who he was and everything else, which it was absolutely phenomenal. And then one other person came up and told his story, and I told it to you in one of the previous live episodes about him meeting, going in the elevator with someone who's going up to the hospice in the bed, and turning to him and telling him, "Donnie, where's your trousers?" type thing. And it was one of the jokes that my dad and him had, and it was kind of creepy in its way, but in a way it was kind of surreal. So they told that story, and then they went into the song of Donnie, Where's Your Trousers, and we had a sing along. We also sang along about Let It Be, where they had all the old band members that have ever played with my dad go up and sing Let It Be from the Beatles, who he was a big fan as well, and do that, and they all sang this song, which was absolutely amazing. It was one of those ones where I absolutely love singing. Um, and it was perfect. It was well done. And that afternoon was it was there were things that were happening that were touch and go. Like I had to pick up the alcohol, and I was back and forth. The laptops. I blew my laptop speakers. I don't have a laptop now. Um, trying to hook up this video that I did for my dad, which was an hour long with music and everything. It was going to be playing in the background. It didn't go so well because of the fact that when they plugged it in, all you heard is snap, pop, and then my sound card went in my laptop. And it was just all you hear now when you turn on is this sound coming from it. So my laptop speakers slash audio card is toast. Absolutely just toast. So I'm gonna have to look at getting a new laptop because I have no. At least I don't think I have any warranty left on it. I'll have to look into this. But yeah, it blew it completely. So there's that. Um, so we had to figure out how to do music plus this video, and we had a couple of laptops going at the same time, which worked beautifully overall. And I was troubleshooting while people were coming in, so I didn't get a chance to greet people. I had my friends, had a couple of friends that knew my dad very well. They've been around him for a very long time. Come around and say hi and everything. One of my friends came over from Vancouver to say thank you and everything. I didn't get a chance to hang out with them or anything. I was so stinking busy. Um, but like I got all the beer and everything for the afternoon that day because we were having the beer at night. There was two donation boxes there. One was for the BC Cancer Foundation, and the other one was for the BC Hospice or the Victoria Hospice Society. And people were donating money into there. Then the evening event was pretty much his rock and roll send off, which was his old band, the Motifs. Was the very first band he actually played with at that point in time. Get up on stage and play an 11-song set. At least I think it's an 11-song set. I could be wrong. It just went like that. It went so quickly. I don't know. Um, and then they had people come up and do jam sessions of old musicians and stuff come up and do jam sessions for music and everything. And it was one of the biggest rock and roll send-offs I've seen for a celebration of life, with 200 people just doing what they could. And we had the beers that were selling there and the wine, and I had one of my friends from Moody Ales who was absolutely amazing. She came over from Vancouver and almost didn't make it because they were canceling sailings for the ferries because the wind was blowing pretty hard in the morning and they had to cancel some sailings. She just about didn't make it. She made it there at 7:05. Or actually I should say 6:58. That's what it was. 6:58 when the sale of the beer was going on at 7 o'clock. Um, and so that itself was awesome. Like it was great to see that happen. So the alcohol sales are going on. We had Category 12 there. We had Phillips, and I had Jackson and Triggs that we just sort of went, oh, this looks like a good wine. We had one white, one red, and we are selling those for a cheap margin. Like it was totally cheap. Um, the beers itself, like 24 of them, it was I think it was like $55 a case for the Phillips beer, which was which is awesome. So 24 beers at $55. It came out to, let me just double check this. Yeah, I'm doing math again. God, people hate it when I do math on here. Um, so yeah, 55 divided by 24. So it was like $2.30 a beer. And we were selling them for $2. So we were making a loss on our beer. We're also making a loss on our wine. Well, kind of, I guess. There was, I think we were serving 5 ounce pours, and there were 250 a 5 ounce pour. So we're averaging out where we were making our money back for what we sold, and which was great. Um, we did a total of $600 in sales for alcohol, which was awesome. And all of it went into the donations. They split it up for the donations. So, including the sales, the people donating, and everything else, we came away with $2,600 between the two charities we were doing. That that right there speaks volumes. That was one of the things where I couldn't fathom. It was absolutely amazing that we made this money that people donated for two charities that were, awesome. Well, one was a shitty thing because it created the other one, but it's research versus the end of life. So $2,600 went towards both of them. 1,500 of it went towards the hospice, and 1,100 went towards the Cancer Society. All in my dad's name, right there. That was an awesome time. So putting all that together with Glenn, getting the list together, has kept me busy. Hence why you haven't seen it. Goes on my playlist here, 7, 8 days, 1 week, I guess now, to yesterday where I posted a review that I was going to post a while ago. It was pretty much crunch time. There's nothing I could have done, and I pretty much went, okay, everybody else can wait for a bit. So that's what happened. So a lot came out of that. My family came out for it, and I'm so very grateful that they did. It was nice to have my wife and my kids out for this. We got an Airbnb that was phenomenal. I would not have had it any other way at this Airbnb. They were amazing, absolutely awesome. If you ever go out to BC and you have a family of about 4 people, you can actually probably have more in there. I recommend the Song He's Retreat is what it's called, and it's a small little place. I guess inside of an apartment building, but it's just off of the water. That's right near the used to be the Blue Bridge in Victoria there, and it's a gorgeous place to stay. Absolutely wonderful, big, open, and you're like a 5 minute walk away from the other side of the inner harbor, where you get to watch the float planes come in. You get to see people canoeing. You get to see people. You get to see the Victoria Clipper come in, and the coho, and it's just watching it from the other side is nice and relaxing because you're not having the busyness of the inner harbor, but you have the busyness of the harbor on the other side. So it's kind of fun to see. Um, but yeah, there was a lot that went on for those 4 days. I didn't have a lot of time for anything. I didn't even go to a beer store when I was in Victoria and pick up beer and ship it to myself. It's something I didn't do. I just didn't have that time. It was nice to be able to, but just didn't happen. So yeah, there was that. It was absolutely awesome. And again, big props to Phillips for helping me out. Phillips Brewing, they did an awesome job. Category 12, they did an awesome job for helping me out and getting some beers for it, and the BC Liquor Store for helping me understand the special events server request that I had, the liquor license that I had, and how I had to deal with it and go from there. They were all really, really amazing in helping me out for all that. Um, like I said, there was a small hiccup with one thing, but you know what? It's small, and as much as I was pissed off, and I'm still a little upset about it, I didn't like having fingers pointed at me, which upset me a lot. Yes, part of it of this hiccup was my fault, but part of it also was their fault. But they did not want to claim responsibility for their fault in the emails I was receiving. They were more interested in saying, well, this is our policies. This is what we did. You should have asked. You should have known. You also asked for this. You did this. You did that. And it was one of those ones where I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on. I know I was wrong in some of my aspects, but you were also wrong in some of yours too. But I don't hear any I'm sorry. You're correct on that as well. And I apologize for mine. I said, look, you're right. I'm sorry. This was my mistake. I should have known. This is the policies that I went with because I went with the special event policy where I am allowed to buy beer at any of the breweries for a special event, small event, one-time event, and get the stuff for the stuff, and under the understanding that I should technically be allowed to return any product. I did not follow through on one of them, and one of them said, we cannot return the product. You cannot return the product. So I was left with a little bit of extra beer, um, which is fine. It was their policy. I didn't ask. I just assumed that I'd be allowed to do this, thinking that was pretty much all the policy that's going on. I went with less than what the BC Liquor Board suggested I should have for alcohol by a lot. They were trying to upsell me by a lot on their scales, and I went with less. And I managed to return product to two of the three places. And the third one, they did give me a special deal, which was fine. And it was something that I was very appreciative of, and even said so in the emails. But I did not go with the understanding that I would be holding on to all the remaining stuff that I had from that brewery. And I was not aware of their policies, which was not made aware to me as well. So I was at fault, and I admit that. And I am very grateful for what they did for me. I'm very grateful what they did for the event. Um, but I just didn't like how it was handled, um, in regards to pretty much being told that I was wrong, that I should have known, and we did this for you as a special deal, and you should accept and be happy we did this for you. Um, but like I said, the fine print was not revealed at that point in time, which I know for next time. I really know for next time if I ever use them again for something like this. And I hope that in future they let anyone who does not say anything to them know for next time as well that this is our policy, so that these sort of things does not happen in a very un in a very very wild circumstance. And again, I understand my faults. I just was not happy that they didn't reciprocate with saying, no, you're right. This was our fault as well. It was pretty much, no, this is what we did for you. So you should be happy. And we're sorry, but we can't do this. This is our policy, and you should have known it, which was not stated anywhere. So yeah, um, aside from that, that was just a small blip on a great event, a great solid event. It was absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't be happier, and everyone else couldn't be happier. I've got my videographers that hopefully will get me the footage soon. I gotta reach out to them to find out if they're able to do that because there is a lot of footage. They pulled off at least 60 gigs on one camera alone of footage for the full afternoon and evening. And I'm debating whether I should be selling that to people who want it for like $5 because it's gonna cost. It's gonna take me a bit to sort through this and to edit it down and to get it done properly where people will be able to enjoy it. So if I do $5 and say 2/3 of that will go to a charity, and I don't know, a portion of it will come to me. I can do it as a business expense, being a photographer myself. That shouldn't be a problem. I've already paid the videographers. They've been paid for their stuff. I would like to be paid for something that I do as well. It's not going to be much, but a lot of it will probably go to charity because the fact that I feel that that's where all this should have been. Um, I for this whole event, there's like I said, there's a lot of people that came out and helped out. I couldn't have had this any other way. Um, one of our good friends, and if you're ever in Victoria and you need a lighting rig set up, call up Croy and Company. Those guys are absolutely amazing. I've known them for years. They know their shit. They know how to do a lighting setup. They looked around at the hall. They're like, okay, this is what we have for all this stuff. This is what we're gonna do, and we've got it. And we were thinking a couple of, you know, par 45s or whatever in this spot just to have a couple lights here, a couple lights there. Nope, it was a full lighting rig setup where they changed the lights during the concert. They had this beautiful flower bloom light, rose color light up on the ceiling in the hall, in the dining room area. It was just, it was phenomenal. And these guys, like, again, friends of the family came through again and they did this. One of the guys who was the event organizer, he actually emailed me and said that because of this event, it has made him want to go back and do event planning again. He's been off for the past couple of years, not sure if he wanted to do it, and it was a lot of fun for him. And I totally agree. Like, he had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of fun working with him as well. And like, we had a couple of things that we had a couple of glitches, but we worked on it like bang on like that. And it was smooth. It was great. He came through in the end. The lighting people came through. Thrifty Foods, they had a 200-person catering plate that they did for us, which we paid for, obviously. And they did that, and it was really good food. Like, that's a lot of food to have, and they did an awesome job with that. Um, the like I said, the alcohol was great. We did Costco for some pops and some waters and chips and stuff, and that was perfect as well. The friends that came out to help set up the tables, get the hall all set up, absolutely amazing. To switch it over, have a dancing area, and push the tables back a little bit and have a dancing area for the evening concert, or yeah, it was a concert. Let's call it a concert. Was just like, I honestly would have loved to been able to spend more time checking it out and looking at it and just doing whatever. I was busy running around myself, making sure there was change for the bartender, because we were almost out of that. Making sure there was a lot of other things. The fire department came around as well to make sure we had our exits, and I had to tell them where the exits were, and just have that. It was it was a really good time had by all, and I'm so very very glad that it happened. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have had this any other way, and I'm sure my dad wouldn't have had this any other way. He would have been so proud at, and I'm sure he was, at all the people that showed up and helped out and do whatever. I want the footage of my uncle, my uncle. Well, I guess it's an uncle, yeah, because it's my dad's cousin. My uncle Wayne, he brought a hot run. There's footage there that's just absolutely priceless. He did a skit, and my friends filmed it. And I want the footage of that because I want to put it together because it sounds like it was a great time. Um, there was a lot that happened, and I couldn't have asked for it any other way. I really couldn't have. So to everyone that showed up and did everything, thank you. To everyone that showed up and actually enjoyed the event, thank you. For all the people that donated, seriously, thank you all. That was phenomenal seeing that. So yeah, where do we go from here? Well, I've been told that I have to, one way or another, have to attend the Calgary Beer Fest. So I'm hoping, I'm not sure, it's my daughter's birthday weekend, that I can do a few hours on Saturday night. But at the same point in time, my daughter has been really upset at the fact that I didn't spend time with her during the weekend. Really, I was running around, and I really want to make that up for her. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that at some point in time. Well, over the weekend, I guess. So I think that I might be giving the Alberta Beer Fest, the Calgary edition, a miss this year. As much as I want to, I think I might actually have to do it because I've got a lot on my plate. And there's a lot of people I want to see there. There really is. And don't get me wrong, I do want to see a lot of my friends and I do want to see what's going on. So, but that may just not be in the cards, which is fair. It honestly is fair. I'll see. It's going to be a last minute decision, I'm sure. So I might be doing that. I missed out last weekend of the Calgary Comic Expo because of being at my dad's celebration of life. But that also means I missed out on the great big snowfall that all you poor sorry sacks of shit in Calgary had. While I was sitting relaxing and getting some vitamin D, taking pictures of the inner harbor, which turned out phenomenal. Um, I am finally caught up with Game of Thrones. I was going to check out Game of Thrones while I was away, but with my laptop being toasted, it was hard to do that. So I didn't get a chance to do that. So I finally caught up on Game of Thrones. Not going to spoil it for anyone, but if you do hear about it, it was actually one of the better episodes I've seen in a while from them. This weekend, I am probably going to be going to watch the new Avengers movie. That's one that I want to catch up on as well, and I really need to see. And it's my daughter's birthday present to her so that she can actually have a little fun before her actual birthday. Sorry, again. Maybe it's this beer that's making me tired. I don't know. But yeah, there's a few things coming up that I need to work on. I got myself I've got a job. I had a job interview earlier today, and I'm kind of it's one of those ones that I can do easily. It is pretty much, and I don't think they liked what I asked for an offer for pay, but at the end of it, I did say if it pays better than EI, then you know what, whatever works. So, um, my years of experience, I ask high. So yeah. Uh, hopefully I get an interview with Collective. I put in for an application there and I haven't heard back from them, but they knew I was going to be away, so I don't know if they got a hold of me or not. Collective is actually a good beer store I would actually love to work at. I have my fondness of craft beer, and I would love to share my thoughts and everything on them and go from there. Um, Overall, I think there's a few things coming up that I'm actually gonna like. I'm going to try and do more gaming ones. And I'm sorry for the break, folks, but this is something I needed to have. I had to have this break in order to get all this stuff done. There is going to be more coming up in the regards to that. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things that I'm hoping that things go well. Overall, folks, I'm not going to be. I got a lot of things to take care of, so I'm going to get that done. You've heard me ramble on for 40 minutes. For the people that are watching later on, thank you for watching. For the people that have watched now, which has hardly been anyone because I haven't got any comments, I don't think I don't see that. Thank you very much for not watching, I guess. I don't know. Until next time, folks, I am PK saying cheers, stay frosty. We'll see you real soon. Thanks again. Hopefully things will get back to normal soon. Probably not, but hopefully soon they will. I'll have lots more stories plus some coming up soon. Till next time, have a good night.